This is the I Know podcast where we're all about healthy debate, honest conversation, and talking beer junk. Information, knowledge, observation. This is the I Know podcast. I-N-O. Information, knowledge, observation. Also, I know nothing. We got Malik Mosey.
Hey.
We got Kofi. We got strangers. And then big up.
Shark Gabby.
Yeah, big up Short Gabby, man.
She don't deserve a name.
You good? She's pick and choose when she want to come though, but like, whatever. And to be frank, anyway, whatever. I just play. I just finish Short Gabby. Okay, so this guest that we're bringing on is somebody that I asked to come on before, and there wasn't in the right headspace. But you're ready in the right headspace now, right? Cool.
Yeah.
when the first time that we did this podcast, it was me and Romar. It was a podcast that got deleted by accident. Like we did a whole hour and it got deleted. Whatever.
It was that one,
That one.
not the future one. Romar.
Oh, the one with Romar. Okay. But the very first episode we did.
I wasn't even a part of it.
Yeah, exactly. This when it was still in like preliminary stages. He wore your shirt to that podcast, and I was like, "What?" Like, and not in a bad way. But I was like, "What, you Fred? You just come for like a Adaeze something?" He was like, "No, he just like she vibe. He like what she's doing." I was like, "Okay, safe."
Romar.
Yeah, big up Romar, man. If he was here, he would be fangirling and thing. Yeah, but I didn't even know how to introduce you because you do so many things. I want you to introduce yourself to the people that may not know you.
All right. I try to find one word or term, vibe architect. That way, it will make it easier for me. But then I still gotta define that.
Right.
But hopefully, after like a year of defining it, I could just say vibe architect and people will get it. So for me, that just means that I take my production abilities, my writing, my graphics, my film production, edit, all that stuff, and put it all together to produce things. That
Okay.
are dope. Projects.
Dope things like you produce speaker for Real Lane.
Yeah.
A big tune.
That tune, big, right? It's still big. And then also, what's the other tunes you do that people will know popular?
Tiny Whiny, I wrote that with Chantel.
Really?
Yeah. People always have this reaction. Why?
What?
I
Really?
say so. I'm like, wait, did I not promote this?
You did it.
No.
I guess a lot was going on. But yeah, I wrote that with Chantel. And I wrote the one this year for him too with Chantel, Mine for You.
That cool, but
Not-
Tiny Whiny though,
not Tiny
that's
Whiny,
that that roughness.
Was I like the one this year too.
It was alright.
Was big.
To me, Tiny Whiny was bigger, yeah.
That was big. And anything else off your top or not?
I just can't remember.
Okay. And also you work with you've worked with Machel Montana. I don't know if you still do.
I work with Machel.
You work with Machel, it's continuous.
Yeah.
Yo, she heard you. All right, well, we gotta get into a few things, but I don't want to get into that yet because there got a lot more to you than just that, right?
Yep.
One thing that I have known you for, and this is before saying that you into mental health was big. There got a lot of people out there that say that they're into mental health simply because of how I met them look, but really and truly, they don't care about it though. They don't.
The worst time.
Reality is,
I'm into mental health.
I'm into mental health awareness, mental wellness. Shut up. You're not.
Thank you.
And you ain't went through. You ain't went through. You know. I ain't want to do that. I ain't want to do that. Right.
What you're trying to say is no. I mean,
Before-
but I think what you're trying to say is that now it's a bit more. I don't want to say fad.
It is.
but
That's exactly what it is.
It's more of a conversation. That's a fair word.
You being diplomatic. You being diplomatic.
It's a
People,
And everybody is trying to add their voice to the conversation.
People just get two bullets to sweat and set, and then got anxiety and stress. Shut up, man. Just don't speak. Don't say words. Right? But you.
I don't think Marcus did not say anybody.
I'm not saying. It's people that I know that are simply doing it because
So you know
it's
people.
cool.
You gotta clarify
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. It's people that just do it.
I'm a stranger and know you.
No. The people that just come online and be like, whatever it is today, whether it is, I don't know, fat shaming, body shaming, or mental health, or whatever,
And
just because it make them look cool, them can say that them support these things.
Excuse shitty behavior.
Precisely. But before all that, you were you were a mental health advocate and stuff, right?
Before it was cool.
Before it was cool. you was in it, right? So are you? And your movement is called what?
Day, Dreamy Mexico, House a Day.
I saw something called face
face-
depression.
Face
Right, face depression.
that's what I'm talking about.
Right.
My mind at House a Day.
Right. Okay, so I want to know what got you to that point, like in
Alright.
your own personal story with mental health.
Well, once upon a time, a girl was born in Barbados to Christian parents, and she was gay.
That was
I
Kofi.
think-
I was kidding. Oh my gosh! I'm sorry. I was okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, I would say that is how it started. My childhood was cool, but then by the time I hit like maybe 14 or so, and I actually did not realize, but that's when I started having what you would call lesbian tendencies.
Right.
And I didn't know. And I also was like super Christian at the time. So in my mind, I'm like in denial.
You're saying what you call lesbian tendencies. What do you call lesbian tendencies?
Looking at a girl,
Buying a dildo.
and no, I was not
She's
there
14.
yet.
Oh, right, 14.
And I also am in denial. So like,
okay.
so I had this friend, and then now I can look back and be like, yeah, I liked her, but I didn't know that to me she was just my best friend. And my mom would be like, you got feelings for this girl? I'd be like, no, of course not. And that was like 2 years.
So wait, so your mother was more okay with it than you were okay?
No, I did not say she was okay.
Oh, okay.
She was
Okay.
inquiring.
Okay.
Yeah, but I was like, nah, that's not even a vibe. But then I left Barbados at 16, and I lived in Norway for 2 years.
Where?
Norway.
Okay, safe.
So, and it was an international school, so you like exposed to all kinds of stuff, and you realize, oh shoot, like the world is super open. A lot of shit happens, and I think that just opened up everything, and I realized, okay, I'm gay, and that's what it is. But that did not go down well. So 16, I would say 16 to 23 was like just rough. It was real rough, because my parents super Christian, and that really took a toll.
When did you come out to them? Like you found out when you were around 16 or so?
Yeah, I would say I probably came out when I was 18. So now I'm in Florida. I was studying at University of Florida, and it was like maybe my freshman year, and yeah, that came out, and it was just misery and grief.
Wait, so sorry. So you could go into the misery and grief that was coming directly from them?
Yeah,
Okay, so.
as opposed to what do you mean?
But I mean, I just trying to figure out like what
So
were
I
they
just
saying
felt-
certain things
I felt rejected by my parents.
Shh, okay.
Like they stopped funding you or anything like that, or that's so drastic?
No, they didn't stop funding me. It's just there was just.
Disappointment?
There's a slight word. I guess right now in this moment, I'm trying to think of like how do I tell this story without making my parents look shitty. I think that's the.
Oh yeah, I got
right
you.
now.
I feel you.
Because I don't think my parents are shitty. I love my parents, and like I at the point now where I forgive them for a lot of the things that it could have gone better. Let's just say that it could have gone better. I don't think they really knew. How, I mean, imagine being my parents. You don't know what to do when you see you're a Christian. You really believe that is the way, and then your child is gay, and you have hopes for them, and now you just feel everything dashed, and that they're gonna go to hell. Like that's the real belief that you have.
Right.
So I guess now I sympathize with that view and how that may have been difficult. And well, it's only a parent wants. You know, you come across these things for the first time, and you don't know what to do. So
Yeah.
I think that's all that happened. My mom didn't know how to react, and it just went south.
Okay. So again, so but you didn't sit down and have a conversation with them like, hey, mom and dad.
Not like that.
Okay.
My mom wanted to go. My mom loves to sit down and talk. So she wanted to many times. Let's talk. Let's just talk it out. Where did I go wrong? Like when did it start? You know, like that's our conversation.
She blamed herself?
Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of parents do. Even if they pretty, like some of them like be cool with it, but they still wonder, like, how did I not see this, or like things like that. But it was more choppy because remember I'm away from home, so the only times we're gonna have that face-to-face stuff is when I come back in the summer. It's just like 3 months, and most of those conversations are just. It's not quite like, are you gay? Why are you gay? But more like, why you leaving the house like that?
I'm sorry.
Why are you gay?
You know the African video?
Yeah, that's
no,
probably
Is the video? Why are you gay? Yeah, this homophobic man is that. Why are you gay? Anyway, but yeah, it's an.
I would love to know the answer was.
Yeah.
But it was more things like that, like why you leaving the home looking like that, or just saying nothing and just
so, sorry for cutting you off, but your dress, like your attire was different when you were younger?
Yeah. I was like pretty. I was always a tomboy, what people would call a tomboy. And there was times coming up where children would be like, are you a boy or a girl? I've heard that all my life. Are you a boy or a girl? In fact, there was a point, maybe I was young, and my brother was like, Mom, make Camille put on a shirt, because I used to want to be outside bareback, because I had a breast.
Oh, you're one of those lesbians.
Big man, do you understand the freedom of going outside bareback?
Oh,
Yes, I do.
And I was stripped.
A lot of things bareback, actually. Anyway.
No, bro. No, bro.
You right now you're in a kind of like in a struggle with who you are and thing because of your parents not being comfortable with your identity and stuff, right? That was when you were 16.
Yeah.
Okay, 16. Okay, so how did that now, in terms of like depression and stuff, you could connect the two?
Yeah, okay. So, okay, I'm 16. I think what also contributed to that is that I in Norway, so it like dark and cold and wet, like most of the time.
But you went to Norway, by the way. Why you decided to go to Norway?
I didn't decide. I applied for something called United World Scholarship, and they decided where I went.
Okay.
I didn't choose them.
Okay. Anyway, right.
So yeah, that was tough too. Just being, just imagine you're 16 and you pulled away from all your friends. You can't. At that time it was MSN. By the time you up, them sleeping. You know what I mean? So it was like complete disconnection. And the only way you could talk to your parents is like when you get a phone card. That's our vibe.
Right.
So you're disconnected. It dark all the time, and then you find out all these things about yourself that your parents rejecting. So that's just how it turned out. Like
I don't want to age you, but I really can't tell how
I'm
old
much
you are.
older than everybody thinks. I am 29. I'm about to be 30.
Oh, so our age.
Yeah. But people be thinking.
I still thought she was younger though.
Yeah, people be thinking.
Oh, no.
Under 25 something.
No, I thought she was like 25. So alright, yeah, sorry.
Nah,
so when you say MSN, I was like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, nah. So I think that's how it kind of crept in. It didn't start out like I'm depressed. I think it crept in like that. And just that feeling, because me and my mom used to be real tight. So it's kind of like losing a good friend or something. And then I started just not, like insomnia became a thing. That was never a thing before. And then things that would happen, this now in Florida, like I would not go to class. I would not be able to wake up and actually get myself out of bed, go to class. My friends would kind of joke, like, you're so bipolar. And I didn't really know much about bipolar, but they would say it and I would laugh and then go inside and cry. And that's how it was. And then eventually it would be a case where a girlfriend would be like, you know what, you probably need some help. I think that happened twice. That was 2 reasons why I went to get any help for it. Because somebody was like, all right, I can't deal with this. This is out of my depths.
This affected your, even when you were in Norway, this affected your grades? Because I'm assuming if you got a scholarship, academically, you were gifted.
Academically, yeah. Yeah, I was a real nerd. But I actually dropped out of University of Florida in my 3rd year. I didn't even want to go.
And your 3rd year?
So you were about to finish?
No. Because I kept failing a math class.
Okay.
And then, like, you could think it's a year. It's just a year, but it wasn't just a year. Like, if I had tried to do another year, I would just crumble. So.
Right. Okay, but so I know like you just feel bad about life and thing, but how you went from feeling bad about life to actually like going on your psych ward?
What's the answer to that? I think what happens is your brain chemistry actually eventually changes. So I think after a while, it started to control me more than just, okay, I feel sad sometimes. I think at some points I just could not even control whether or not I felt good or bad. And it just... And now by this time I've moved back to Barbados. So this is 2012. So now I'm living with the source of all my triggers. So I'm triggered every single day. Trust me, I was triggered every single day.
By your parents, right?
Yes, by my parents. Mostly my mom. My dad was kind of just chill and quiet.
Really?
Yeah, my dad don't really like confrontation.
Oh, that's right.
yeah. No, that's our dads though. That's our dads.
Yeah.
You know what? Before what's interesting? If you were a male, I think he would have taken it a lot harder.
Yeah.
I think but I don't know. I don't know your father, but I just know in general that if it was like from me, I think that I would have a hard time coming to grips with my son being gay as opposed to my daughter. And for all the people out there, I'm not saying that I have something against it, but I would like that my son has as much in common with me as possible, just so we have something to talk about.
That's such a lovely way to word it.
Yeah.
I cannot say the way you just. I would have said very just now. No, I'm very serious. I really am like, wow, you just word that.
Yeah.
Because that's what it is.
Yeah, I can't relate to a man.
It's not that I'm going to love my son any less.
Right.
It's just I want to be able to relate to my son.
That's
Exactly.
how girls.
Exactly. And precisely.
No, Marcus Bickett is self. I know how something. I know a way to put in words. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, right. So your mother was triggering you and stuff. Right. So that, I guess that caused like a downward spiral.
Yeah. And eventually what happened is like what led to that moment of okay, go to C4. There was like maybe a week or two where I did nothing other than sleep, wake up, cry. Whenever I was conscious, I was crying. And then I'll go back to sleep. And anything in between that, I would just be like, just thoughts of how do I kill myself? It wasn't like, it was, and I could not escape it. And yeah, I don't know how to explain that period of my life because it just seems so unreal. And now that I'm so far from it, I've done like so much work. It's like, what is that? Like, what is that that's just got you like, I got dead though. What is that? I don't know.
Did you attempt?
In college, I tried, and I'm glad it failed. I just can't find the way to do it. I just can't find the way.
So how did you try in college?
So that one, I wanted to hang myself, but I could not get like anything high enough. I only had, you know what I mean? And I was like, all right, what do I tie it with? It's not easy to kill yourself.
Yeah.
It turns out.
That was the only thing stopping me was height.
The ceiling wasn't low?
No, all right. So I used to take pills as like I used to abuse pills. And I just didn't go that route because if you try to research how to kill yourself, I was like, if I try to take enough pills, I might not die.
Yeah.
Right.
And then just have a lot of complications
It's not
to live with.
easy.
So you want to make sure that when you do it, you do it right. Exactly.
And because the hanging thing, it was like, all right, this might not even work either. I just didn't figure out yet.
Yeah.
And then back in Barbados.
Don't say yeah.
Right. Well, at that time it was like that. I ain't in that place now.
Right.
And then back in Barbados now. Yeah, I also can't figure out, but I sent an email which was in my mind like a final email. Like if anything happens, this explains it to like just all my coolest my friends because I wasn't with them. So some people are in
like
Africa.
An actual suicide note.
Yeah, I guess so. A suicide email.
No.
Yeah. And I was
Millennials.
just like, yeah, that's what I'm going through. And people don't talk about this side, but I think they should. Apart from feeling suicidal, I also felt homicidal. I was like,
really?
I was like, guys, I'm really thinking about killing, like, people got dead. So when I see people, like, go off and shoot a bunch of people, I just feel bad, but I actually get the headspace that this be in to want to do it. At the time I was walking in town, and I was in some store, I can't remember.
This is home, right?
Yeah. And I was in town, and I used to hate going out. There was a time when, like, if I was anywhere, I would stay in the car. You go inside, I'll tell you what I want. I would not get out of the car because people would just always, without fail, tell me some shit. And that was just... So I got a lot of anxiety from that, too.
And this is some shit to do with your gender identity and how you carry yourself and stuff. Okay.
And so I went in this store at a time, and... It's like a slight thing, but because I was dealing with so much, it really triggered me. I walked in, this guy was staring at me. I was like, not this shit again. I go over to an aisle, and you can see him walk over, just like, look at me again. Go over, and and in that moment, I was just like, big man, like, I would like to shoot all I want to, like, And it ain't even that I got anything. I just want to shoot all on them.
Honestly, it makes sense. I mean, have to be looked at like a zoo animal that people just look at you and like you're not supposed to respond and as if you're not. People don't. As if you can't see them.
Yeah, the things people would tell you, and also the things they would say as though you cannot hear them, as though you're not like right there. It's not feel good.
What's the common things that you have heard, or what's like some of the worst things?
A man told me once, like he was just like, "What's this like he looking at?" But how he said it and how he was looking at me, like
you said that.
That's exactly what. That's exactly how I would have pictured it too.
I guess I kind of like detached, but yeah. So things like that. At the time, the gas station in Black Rock, I almost got in a fight with like just a bunch of fellas, cause I was walking with a female friend. They said some junk. I was like, I knew one was gonna say something stupid, and the man said, "What you just say?" I said, I knew one was gonna say something stupid, and like the man rushed me. The security guards had to like close the gas station. The man I was not trapped inside, but one got inside, and he was like all in my face, and I was like, shit, like what is gonna go through this shit? I can't just.
I find that interesting though, cause like trying to follow the timeline properly. I don't know any other way to say this, so I'm sorry if this is offensive, but I feel like there was a point in time where it was. I feel like we were kind of accepting a lot of lesbians, a lot of butch lesbians. Butch is a cool term, right? I feel like they had a lot of butch lesbians around in like I want to say 2010, 2011.
They got enough on no, but my thing is
yeah, for sure. But I remember in that time frame, you were in that time. All right.
I came back in 2012.
In 2012 when you came back, I feel like that was
the only time when I would come back, it would be like summers. But I could tell you, I've never had the experience of anyone looking at me and saying anything positive or accepting up to the point. It's interesting when I started working on myself and started feeling differently about myself and accepting myself. I would go out and it was like people not. I guess I was carrying a different energy, but they would not comment as much. And now sometimes I might still get it, but I guess I deal with it completely differently.
Completely different. At the time I brought her because at the time I had a friend that dresses. She's a straight lady, but she dresses masculine. So like I have went through a lot of moments where like you're just walking with her and you're hearing a lot of comments. But again, I felt like that died down around a time frame. I just felt like it became almost a fad.
On what basis you felt like you just felt like it was more accepted?
Yeah.
But on what basis though? Just because you were seeing more people?
I want to say yes.
But
and like we would get. I don't want to say less harassment, but we'll hear less comments around that same time.
I don't know.
What do you?
But actually, maybe it may be the case that because some people genuinely don't know if I'm a boy or girl. Sometimes people also treat me as I'm a gay boy.
Okay.
Oh,
so I get that energy too.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, that's be confusing. That's be so.
That's confusing even for me right now. Like,
that's interesting.
What the hell?
Yeah, I've done that too.
I want to ask you something general. So there was something in the paper that we ain't talked about yet, and enough people was asking if we could just discuss it openly and stuff. And it's about the there's a child at Providence that identifies as transgender, and the parents wanted the child to, I think it's a boy that wants to wear a female uniform, right? And Providence said no, right? That they want, if you are biologically female, wear the female uniform, etc. And I want to know how you feel. Like most Bajans were saying, of course, one, Barbados isn't ready for that, and two, that we should, the whole transgender child thing is like bear junk. I just want to get, what's your thoughts on it?
Alright, so I feel like I gotta preface this because I think that people think that all gay people think the same, and we don't.
Monolith.
Yeah, and that's not the case. So when it comes to transgender, that's something, I guess, in the same way people who are trying to understand just gay people, lesbian, gay men, and going through that process of learning, I feel like I'm going through a process of learning and understanding trans and what it is and what it means. So that's the first thing I want to say. I'm learning about it. But I think it happens often enough for me to conclude that, okay, this is a real thing. I may not totally understand it, but clearly it's a thing and I will want to respect it. When it comes to a child, that'll fuck me up. because if Antonio told me no and he's like on to 10, if Antonio was like, I feel like as a girl, I think that would take me a couple months to work through just, okay, how the fuck.
Wait, Antonio is
a boy.
I mean, who's Antonio?
Oh,
Sorry.
the same fella that you think little brother, but it's not my little brother.
Oh, okay. So people know. They're saying Antonio for the first time. Yeah.
It's just, I get, yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
So, yeah, that would be a process for me too. In the same way as like if I had a gay son, that would be a process for you. So that's the first thing. I don't think Barbados is ready. I don't think we'll be ready anytime soon. But at the same time, you know, America was not really ready for Martin Luther King or Malcolm X. They weren't in the mood for that, and you had to resist. So I think the parents have a right to do what they're going to do. I think the school has a right to respond how they want to respond. It just has to play out. And I'm just curious because I don't really know what the answer is. I don't know what the solution is. I think these things just have to play out. That's part of evolution in general.
I got enough thoughts about it. What you want to chip in? You want to chip in? Kofi, Mosey?
No, just to echo what you guys are saying. I really don't think our society is ready for anything like that. I think that right now we're at an age where there's a lot of noise about it and not really anything substantive, not any substantive discussion on it. Right, so what people hear about this transgender...
You mean in Barbados or globally?
In Barbados.
Okay.
I mean Barbados specifically. You're just getting bits and pieces from the outside world, and people now have to take it in. If they decide to parse it or decide to go through it and so on, I don't think we're at a stage where we're even ready to take in that information to make like a decision as to this is what we should do as a society or not. It's just a lot of noise that's just coming in, and the Beijing mentality is to just like laugh it off or you know.
I could be clear about the point I'm trying to make. I think that everything that's happening is what is supposed to happen. If you have a child and you believe that your child's supposed to have certain rights, you're supposed to come and say, I want my child to wear a dress, and people supposed to fight back, and then you're supposed to have a discussion so that people can figure out what do I actually think. Like, I think everything is happening as it should. I think an easy solution is to just change uniforms to just stay comfortable.
Comfortable is a word here.
Like, well, you can't just wear a pair of jeans and a polo.
Okay, wait, before we move, okay.
But it's comfortable. It's different.
All right, my thing is this, right? My counter to the whole thing, like that we ain't ready for it. Like, people also said we wasn't ready for a female prime minister. People said we wasn't ready for a female prime minister that is rumored to be part of the LGBT community, and then like here we are. I think the only way that we get ready for these things is if these things happen. We just gotta get pushed into the deep end. So although this happens to be something that I think I'm more on the side of like what the hell, like a trans child, that's a different story. But I am on the side of pushing Bajans into the deep end of certain like social issues though. And okay, and I don't want to
elaborate that point. Pushing Bajans into the deep end.
Into the deep end, as in like people keep saying like we ain't ready and that kind of thing. The only way that we can get ready is if we get directly exposed to the fact that the world is changing at a pace that we are not, and we need to jump on a train or get left behind. Yeah, like in 20. Okay, so here's my question to y'all in 2019, right? How can we make accommodations for religious expression, like Hindus will wear like long pants, but we wouldn't make accommodations for gender expression, seeing that is how people express themselves?
I think, sorry.
Oh no, you go ahead.
I think it's a case that we don't understand gender. Religion is, I want to say, easy to understand.
Right. I was around for a while, right?
Our entire lives. But this gender, the idea, furthermore, that gender is different from sexuality is brand new.
Yeah, right.
We even touching on how much ever genders there are. The idea that gender and sexuality is different is already brand new.
Exactly.
People just need time to process. I think that's all it is. People need time to process. And when I say not ready, I just mean like, it wasn't a case that the little boy said, I am a girl, and people were like, cool, that's ready. So no, we're not ready, but we can become ready by having this conversation.
Yeah.
And I'm curious to see how it plays out. Like, will Barbados make me proud? Who knows?
Yeah. True.
Right.
I read this. I do not remember where I read it. My memory is retarded, but that is not an American family that was getting Providence though. These are Americans, right?
Oh, I ain't sure.
You read that, Mosey?
I'm actually not familiar with
This story. I'm pretty sure I read that these are Americans. And I don't know how to say this without sounding away. I always refer to that, but they used to say that the mother was a troublemaker.
Yeah, I read that.
She stirs controversy.
Yeah.
Right. So I also want to touch on the fact that like maybe a trans child, to me, I can be real, it's kind of hard for me to wrap my head around because.
Same.
But what's the difference in your mind between a trans child and a trans adult? Just that the child might not know what they want.
Yeah.
But you know that most trans, well, I can't say most, I don't know stock, but I feel like in a lot of conversations I've heard, the trans adult has known.
Yeah.
They just didn't have a way to do anything about it.
I agree. I totally agree on both on that as well.
You start there.
But
so
like,
it's just now I feel like children are more empowered to.
When I was a child, there are so many things that I thought that was just wrong.
Yeah.
So many countless
I'm so curious
things.
to know what you.
Like I don't even think about gender. I think in simple things that I did like Power Rangers. Like the simplest of things I would just things that I thought were cool.
Right.
That in 2 years I realized, okay, that was bear jump.
We were literally driven by this was cool though. Like anything that's cool. If we like how we don't eat nuggets in here. If we like nuggets, then I can eat nuggets breakfast, lunch, and dinner every single day. I don't think about repercussions. I just think about what I like, right? I just driven by
exactly.
Yeah.
That was it.
I ain't really thinking things through. I think that for sign like a trans child, especially if you're talking about like hormones and all that stuff, which we didn't talk about.
Yeah.
Injecting with hormones, that takes time to make that decision. I really think so. And yeah, I don't agree with the whole trans child idea. I don't.
It doesn't make sense. I have not received enough information for that to ever make sense to me because, as I just said, a child.
But what is it that doesn't make sense? Because there are children just as there are children who are like, I gay though, and I knew I was gay from 4 years old. Like, what does it mean? It's not a thing. Like,
all right.
Clearly, it's a thing.
Okay, it's a thing.
I'm glad you said that. Right?
Okay, wait. Yeah,
Go.
I got a lot of. I can give you all of my thoughts about the LGBT community, right? But I can try to be quick. When I watched Chappelle stand up, he made a good point. The L's, the G's, and the B's, they make a certain level of sense, right? That is like. You're born. Some people are born and
they all make sense, but they're digestible.
Yeah, but they just make sense that a female can be attracted to a female, etc. In terms of the transgender thing, though, that is when things get a bit strange. Okay, here's an example, right? So they say that gender is a social construct, which means that it could be socially deconstructed and reconstructed at will. So you can be a transgender, right? So that's a social argument. But then they say that you could be a man trapped in a woman's body, which is biologically deterministic. So now it's a biological argument. Then they say it's just a personal choice. You could wake up today and be a man today and be a woman tomorrow. That's like logically incoherent. You have to choose one. So you understand? It's more like that is more now ideological than it is like scientific, right? Like there's evidence for people being gay, like people being born gay, etc. In terms of the whole transgender thing, some of that is just like an ideological position, what you want to believe. So that is the part that's a bit strange to me. Mm-hmm. Right. And then one more thing that I would say, I support the LGBT community, right? I support equality, fairness, treatment, and think that they all get treated equally to everybody and stuff, and they get equal access to whatever. The part that I don't like, though, is that when the LGBT activists do not denounce certain radical positions that come out of their movement, right? So if you say you want equal access, you want fair treatment, you want to be treated with respect and dignity, cool. But then when you come and say something that is like females and males, there is no difference between the two. Now you're rewriting biology and it's just something completely, you know, incorrect.
I think we all do something that is not right to do. The same. All right, let's find a different analogy. Let's say how people say men are, and then they might do something that is contrary to what they're saying, and you will hear people say, "Man, people that say this is also do this," but it's gonna be the same people.
Right.
If you get what I mean. So the same people that might be saying whatever they're saying about trans, it might be another group saying something, and it's like, all right, suppose you are not hearing them saying, yeah, I don't really believe in that.
Right.
Or suppose, like, levels now, suppose everybody is confused.
Okay. Okay.
And only the individuals who know what they feel, like, I know I am a boy. Only those individuals can really speak with any authority, and everybody else is really just doing what you're doing and what I'm doing, and just saying, well, I think, well, me, you know, like, I think it's very individual. At this point, I don't think any blanket statements can be taken with any, like, serious authority, because I think everybody is trying to figure it out at the same time and speaking loudly, if you get what I mean. It's like you, at least me, when I try to figure out something, I shut up, I just go in the corner and I just think, and then I stop. I feel like right now, everybody just talking.
Right.
And it's hard to figure out who is even saying what. I think it's tricky. I am also fascinated by it as someone who just kind of likes psychology and that sort of stuff. I am not even gonna throw myself under the bus and say like some controversial thoughts I have about transgender or even LGBT. Like, I just go off all the way. I'm not one that's gonna be like stick by one point. I like to explore all. Because I think everything about life is interesting. I explore all.
But you have to explore all, but I always think that things have to be done with a certain level of like logic and reason. Like, okay, here's an example, right? Now, if people say that...
Do you think life is logical?
Yeah, I think,
So,
I think society is based on logic, reason, and science. Yeah.
Okay.
Right, and that is the only, and it is based on objective truth, and that is the only way that we can all work systematically together if we agree with with a common right. So okay, so for example, we all agree on facts.
You think that there's objective truth?
Yeah, like that the sun rises in the east and sets in the west.
Where does objective truth stop though? When does it start being subjective?
When it's now opinion and belief, etc. So,
So something that could start as subjective truth can become objective truth once you eventually prove it.
Yes.
Because
with the scientific method,
right now your views on transgender could just be all subjective truth. Like, there's what I'm trying to say is I don't think any of us know any hard truths because we haven't studied it enough to know really.
No.
I don't think personally. I think there's so much more.
There's some things that this is going back to something that we had a conversation about in a previous podcast where we were like that our generation goes back to like fixing things too much and instead of creating things. Our generation is now arguing things that have been proven for years, and you use the same example of like flat earthers. There are now people that are saying that the earth is flat when there is an overwhelming amount of evidence.
So
all the arrows point.
To do is what you trying to say? You trying to say millennials ain't got nothing to do?
No. I think we're taking the questioning to like seriously. Like, okay, for example, I heard someone say on a major platform, there is no difference between males and females. That males and females is a category or categories that were created by doctors to assign to babies at birth totally based off of physical characteristics. That is just bare shite. There's no middle ground there at all. There's like nothing. There's over like 1,000 differences between men and women. I mean even if you look at
So
It just
what
don't make- that
happens-
just don't make- that
So
just-
what happens? Okay, so
They say doctors know that we're male and female the same way doctors know anything. The same way doctors know that the lump on your breast is cancer. The same way that if I cough and sneeze that I have the cold, right? Do doctors get it wrong? Yes, that is human error though. And human error doesn't negate the fact that things are true, that there is still like a scientific framework
so
for
you
things.
don't do you then not believe that there's a continuum? So do you think like over here far right is male, and over here far left is female, and there's nothing in between? Do you
No,
think that?
I think that we are more. I think we are more alike than we are different. But the difference is you cannot ignore them, right? You cannot ignore them, and there are people that are intersex.
So what happens
by the way?
to the
But yeah, go ahead.
Right. So we're not even talking about intersex.
Okay.
So the things that make men and women in your mind are biological, but then it's also like
You're talking about
psychological.
Men and women. We're talking about male and female.
We're talking male and female.
We're talking about male and
They
female.
said men and women, so that's gender.
A man is an adult human male, and a woman is an adult human female.
Okay,
You know,
cool.
attributing is not the gender argument.
No, well, no. Gender would be so you could be a. So I consider you a masculine, passing. Well, I would more say you're gender anomalous or.
You want me to
guys.
fuck you up? I'm actually non-binary.
We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that. Okay, we're gonna get to that. But I see you as many things. I see you as a.
That's not wrong.
I see you as a masculine female, right? And I also see you as gender anomalous, which would just mean that you are, or gender ambiguous. That could work too, right? That you don't fall in the categories of masculine and feminine. Masculine and feminine has a spectrum. To me, but all this is just to me.
Right.
Has a spectrum. Male and female is now you're talking about rigid biological. You know, we're a sexually dimorphic species, right?
You can get stick up
Oh,
because
I think you're talking about sex, by the way.
right. I'm talking about sex being
we're going
rigid.
real far away from the original question. I want to know pivot. I want to go on soul. And we was getting soul.
But here's the thing. That's exactly I think a case in point. It's a new conversation, and it's easy to just like. There's so many questions. I think the most important thing is, can we as civilized human beings go through this process of learning together respectfully? I think that's the biggest thing. Because there's no need for people to be hurt, alienated from their family. Like all the shit that happens, people killing people just because that's some dumb shit.
But-
Can
Right.
we just go through this process respecting life?
Yeah, I get what you mean for sure, but the thing is,
go. Sorry.
no, I'm not even antagonizing.
Comes like all of that.
Like, exactly what you just said. We all need to realize that we're learning this. This is not down to a science yet. This isn't. It's barely it's a study. We don't have all the information as yet to make a conclusive. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
We ain't done yet. A lot of people talk as if this is it.
Concluded.
This is it. When we're in truly, we're not there yet. We are leagues behind. So I think
We're not behind.
We're leagues behind the conclusion.
We exactly
Yeah.
where we need supposed to be. Yeah, but we ain't get to the.
It's just like it's
Conclusion is,
words
yeah.
to me. It's like we're not behind. Like everything.
Yeah, actually, I believe in that.
Don't panic. Everything is all right. Just
I actually let you said that. I believe in that a lot too.
Yeah.
Words has got a powerful meaning.
Go ahead, Kofi.
I actually want to go far back.
Okay.
I have to hear holding, buddy.
Okay, let me wrap. I think that I think that to say that we don't know anything at all, I think that is false.
who said so?
No, but I mean, to say that we're still learning is, we are, but there are some things we know for sure.
Right. And we can
Human
see-
beings are sexually dimorphic species. We are male and female. There are people that have, for lack of a better term, defects, right? Where you could come out as intersex, right? Now, intersex is not like a line down the middle that you are both male and female. It is something different, but that is an exception to the rule. Less than 1% of people are intersex. So, and the exception never negates the rule. That's it. For example, if I say that.
It's just an anomaly.
Right. That's it. If I teach like class A and class B students that that humans have two eyes, right? But then someone in the class says, well, I know somebody that has one eye. But other people are like, yeah, okay. But still, as a general rule though, and like, yeah, humans have two eyes. That's not a wrong statement to say, right? So, I mean, anyway, whatever.
I won't go down this road, but I want to hear your question.
Earlier you said it's up to the individual, right? Mm-hmm. That I assume you were saying that, but yourself, the individual could say, well, I am black, I am X, I am Y. Is that what you meant?
I was saying, like, with this kid, for example, we don't really know if the kid, in other words, we will only find out if the kid is actually for true trans when I guess they get older and decide, yeah, for real though, everything I felt for the last 15 years, that was real.
Right.
So there's that, or it could be any number of things, and the point is we do not know.
Right.
So
unless we are them.
What is the responsibility as a guardian, right? What is the responsibility as a guardian in that situation? Like, what do you do? And they asking for me, like, as a young person.
I think you need to let children, if whatever your child prefers to do and gravitates towards, they should do, but with a level of. But be sensible about it though. Like for example, if you know that you are in a hostile environment and you have a son that wants to wear a dress, maybe him wearing a dress in town in broad daylight is not the best.
But given like a safe opportunity.
Yeah, safe opportunity to express himself and to explore that option in his life if he gravitates towards it, right?
That's interesting.
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
I would just add, like, try to learn as much as you can, because you really can't. The only thing any person can do is do the best they think they can do, and I don't think you could do the best you could do until you start to learn some shit. Right. So don't try to make a good decision knowing nothing. Go and research and research and research. Like, this might sound sporty, right? But before I was like, all right, for sure, I'm gay. I researched enough things. Like, I had to go down. All right, what does the Bible say? Okay, what does science say? Okay, what do I had to hash that out. And I think parents should do that. But I also think that children know more than we like to think they know.
I think they don't. I know for sure a lot of people do denounce children, and it's not fair because they do have a voice.
What if I said you have to know your child?
Yes, I agree with that. Because, a lot more than what you said before.
Okay, cool. So know your child, because some children know themselves.
Which is very true. And then
they jump.
Right.
And then some just stupid.
Every time you say so, right? When I was in primary school, there were two. Like, I was in class 3, and I know these are two gay men. Like, there was no question.
Yeah.
Everybody, it's games. The girls playing netball, the boys playing cricket, them playing netball for some reason. It was never a question. I think the school just knew that these were two gay men, and of course, two very popular gay men nowadays. So, so as you said, like, you sometimes just know from a child, right? But my thing is, no, I don't think either will identify as trans. Despite them doing effeminate things from a young age, one of them is a cross-dresser, I don't think either of them will ever say that I'm a trans woman, or trans man. I'm not turning into a woman. They don't ever say they're trans, right? So then, like, again, at what point do you know, alright, I am no a girl, alright, I am no a man?
I guess the same way they know I gay. Like, they're just because, yeah, it's just no face. You don't know that I like women.
Yeah, but
and you just knew that at some point
me knowing that I like a woman, to me it's completely different from me knowing that I'm a man. It's like one has now.
One is what you prefer, and one is
no.
Yeah, exactly. Like
I think to make it easier for you is that I don't think you can conceptualize knowing because that just ain't you at all. But I think if you are in the position, you will just know. If you get what I'm saying. I
guess I also they differently have a problem differentiation between a cross-dresser and a trans man, like a male that's a woman.
I forget.
Motivation.
Yeah.
Pardon me?
No, the person's motivation.
Oh!
Sorry, I can't sorry. Go ahead. Let me
Oh, shoot, that's funny.
You ever felt like you were confused?
About being gay. Yeah, but I think my confusion was just like, I think more how do I reconcile this with my Christianity? I think that was more the confusion.
But you weren't
I wasn't
confused.
confused
Interesting.
that
You
I
were-
like women.
Oh, okay.
That was a fact. Big man, women like.
I love how you say it.
Sam, let me talk about women.
Like, yeah, no, women,
Women speak the truth.
especially black women. Come on. No, for real, it's like a magic.
Yeah.
Sorry?
I have no doubts about that, but
Oh, God. I want to ask a question. No, it's a stupid question. It just came to mind.
What?
So you're a boxy girl or a bubby girl?
I knew that this question was coming. And I feel like I can't even say on camera who's asked me this question all the time, but they will watch this and they will know. And every time they ask me, I used to say, Chabi. I used to just say, nah, it's the personality. It's the smile. It's the eyes.
It's the smile, nah.
Okay, but then I figured out, yeah, definitely ask.
Yeah, that's so funny.
Definitely.
But I guess what I was asking though, in terms of the confusion,
In here hot, yeah.
You sure? Right, it's the same 20.
Yeah, the confusion.
what would you say to a person who is grappling with their sexuality? Do you think that people can just be confused but
About
not
what they like?
about what they like?
I don't think so.
Because it speaks to the whole situation regarding children, how we regard children in terms of their sexuality and their understanding of their sexuality. So are we saying that there's not a possibility that a child could just be confused about what they like in a particular time of their life, right? Are we saying that this confusion really doesn't exist? What really exists is they're grappling with they come to terms with how they feel as opposed to what they actually feel.
I
So-
personally think that the confusion does not exist of do I like, you know that you do, and then it's give you that discomfort, and then that's where it begins. But you initially know you that fella look like, imagine, well, I don't want to put y'all on the spot, but and I always wonder this, like a man is ever look at a man and be like, he look good, like them arms look, you know what I mean? Does that not happen? Women is look at women and be like, she look good, yeah.
I would say my haircut look nice, and or a man is care for his body good and thing, but I would never say my look succulent or nice, so be.
I would say.
Why you find it?
That you look good.
I would say like my wife and I we laugh at this all the time. It's like, yo, babe, that man look good, boy. Like I understand.
Right. You can
I
see.
know a joke, but it's be a joke, but it's not really be a
But
joke.
the thing is though, you are basing that based off of what you know women like. You ain't saying that because you genuinely
No,
like.
you should
I
ask.
get it. No, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I get why. This is gay, right? I'm a heterosexual, right? But I can't objectively say, well, this man looks good. This is a good looking, and I think it's this social engineering that has us not willing to say that.
To just admit that the man look good.
The man look good. Like I could say the man look good, right?
But
I don't feel any kind of attraction towards him necessarily, or whatever. I won't feel anyway like I want the man or anything. But I can say the man look good.
But how you determine like a good looking man from one that don't look good? Like what are you basing your understanding of a good looking man off of?
That's a complex question.
That's actually very interesting.
That's a very good question.
Cause that's what I meant when I said you
It's
basing it
based on
off of
what-
what females,
yeah.
what females like, right?
I think I 100% do that.
Yeah, I do that. I would say I can see.
That's an interesting question.
Right, because it can't be you saying that you attracted to the man like you like
Nah,
man. Exactly.
It's not that I'm attracted to the man. That's a very good question. It's not
But it's that you understand.
It's that you
what the person's
understand
saying.
it. I can say about. All right. Okay. In terms of physique, as an example, like there's some physiques that look better than other physiques.
But is that just conditioning? Like we just know our
everything's conditioning.
Yeah, to some extent.
But
y'all ever had that thing where you might see, like to me it will happen with like I ain't fit, but I would like to be fit. So when I see somebody that fit, I might think I wish I looked like that.
Dottie.
What is my no name is MCM?
See my arms, bro. But you see them though? Oh.
He's a very close friend of mine.
You right?
But you actually saw them though?
you alright, me?
But I mean, but that and then when you could tell like say like a midsection or something, I could tell that's a sign that the girls would look at, right? But you know,
I heard Gabby from here, Joe.
I'm just meow.
But it's not like it's not a sexual attraction. It's nice. So it's just I know like
it's not sexual,
safe.
But it's a recognition.
Acknowledgement.
It's an acknowledgement.
Right.
While we're on this topic, and I have 3 guys here, can I answer a question?
Sure.
Like, when is be comfortable hugging one of friends, like male friends, and saying I love you and that sort of
you put
I love you. Choose one.
You said 2 things. You were not gonna really talk.
Because girls just don't got no problem telling girls, like I love you, I care. But
I feel like
you love Mosi, but you
I have never had the need to tell Mosi. I never had the need to be like, yeah, B, I love you. It was more like, you want this job, B? Like this person want engineer.
Or it would be like, yo, be in a situation.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Alright, question.
You wanna ever hear the phrase that men socialize with each other by insulting each other even though they don't mean it. Women socialize by complimenting each other even though they don't mean it.
I've heard that.
That's a fact, bro.
That's rough, boy.
That's a fact. That's a fact. I see. Anyway, you asked a question, right?
I can't remember. Oh wait, do you ever feel the need to hear "I love you" from a male friend?
Nah, be breeze. What?
Never even crossed my mind.
I never even thought about that.
Oh, that's interesting. Mostly's like,
But I'm a little different.
Right.
I would say that. I've had a need to hear from my father.
Right.
So I like that was a moment like when he actually said that, when he felt more comfortable saying that, like when my mom passed or whatnot. It meant something.
But your friends though, like you want Kurt to tell you that he love you, B?
Not even like love you, B. You don't gotta say LOVE.
I want to know it. But I don't want to be told it necessarily.
I feel like within male friendships, or at least my male friends, at least the love language is 100% acts of service, or even might be gift giving.
When the man kidnapped me, that thing.
That's sort of like different.
That's one of the best things that ever happened to me.
You could just get just a summary of what you mean.
Oh, but when mom had passed, and I kind of locked myself in the house, and I didn't talk to anybody. The fellas actually said when they came, they were expecting to smell something. Smell like bark. So, but that night, like, you guys just kidnapped me. Cause I didn't really want to go, but they kidnapped me and kept me out to the gap, and we had thing. But I would never forget that. Right? Like, I know that is love. Right? And you want that as a man. I feel like you want that, right? I don't need to hear, yo man, I love you though. I love you. If you're not doing a joke, it's part of a joke. I feel cool, but it's something that I necessarily need to hear.
I don't want to hear that.
You wanna know why, Ants? Because I had a culture shock when I was in Florida. I ended up going to a church. I was real confused. And, I used to be at church prayer meetings every morning, and guess what?
And you hate
but the men, a lot of them were white. They will hug each other all the time, like love you, bro. I was like, I've never seen this in my life. Like, white black men don't really be on this. So when I see it, I just feel fussy. Like, yeah, you deserve that. Like, take your hug, bro. Like, I like to see men show healthy affection, but I understand if it's like I don't even need that.
You do raise a good point, though. I don't think black men, just in black men culture, and I think that stems from the whole homophobia in black culture in general.
You think?
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So, but I remember when we start hugging, men just start hugging and being like, yeah, B, Like, man,
You remember when we start hugging? Like,
Yeah.
the exact moment?
Yes.
You gave me edge on edge.
Remember we was in Sugar? Me, you, Kyle. Shout out to Kyle.
You remember the exact moment?
Yeah, no, but the reason why is because remember was like, yeah, I gone, alright, cool, I gone, right? Nah, let's keep thinking hold up. So remember was hugging, right? I remember was like hugging one another, maybe he was laughing, and then I remember a man behind the bar. Man said, "My man, what the fuck?"
Yo, yeah.
And then like man was like, "My man, these men know we can see that."
I don't know for true. Yeah.
Boy.
And that really like. I remember was doing it for a while, so just like I gone, yeah, cool, like gone,
That was
yeah,
how we would say goodbye.
Right. And I was like, Mama, what the rock?
It's not like we hugging and like rubbing we backs and like whispering softly into each other's ears. It's like a, you know.
Yeah. A tap and go along. But you realize though that men just hug wearing suits though. When you see two men wearing suits and men just hug.
Like, that was just like, that was it. Yeah. That's the point though.
If you see men out like a wedding, or if you see men will do the hug
It's
and
very
the
true.
back tap. The back tap is not gay. If you don't tap
It's
the
a
back,
culture
it's
thing.
a
It's a culture.
But you're saying
I
suits,
feel like
right?
I'm not supposed
You're
to
saying
laugh.
suits, right, Marcus? You're saying suits, but when you say suits, I immediately thinking about men in the bank. And I can't figure out why men in banks hugging though.
Nah,
Like vice president of Sagicor and hugging the body.
like weddings, funerals. I see for sure that men is do the hug and tap.
Yeah.
Hug and back tap. Yeah.
I feel like if
Moments
men
is-
got more hugs, they would be happier.
We good though.
That's why.
But you know,
I cool.
Not all men.
we love
That's true.
complex too. Like when you get hugged by a man, though, you just feel a little emancipated. Like, a size thing. It's a size thing too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you like 50 pounds more than me,
I just feel away though.
I don't touch me. Yeah, give me the hand. Give me a hand. Give me a, yeah.
Let me hug on you, bro.
Yeah.
You baba.
Well, this complicated. This
Very
is dumb
complicated.
shit.
Men are very complicated.
I can't think I've ever felt that. I hate thinking about men that.
You never like a man swallowing you?
My mom breathes up.
That's a bit of bear hug. And man swallowing you with a bear hug.
Dog,
a big tall,
let me just know that, please.
like a big tall fat man. I'm about that.
Man, you're talking about experiences of bears. When you rascal, dog.
I'm sorry. Anyway, go ahead. Please. Oh my God, that's funny. No, I just listen. Well, at this point, yeah. Anyway, go ahead.
I want to bring back the pull-out thing, but alright.
Can't go pull on down.
I want to make a point for women. So if you could feel that way as a man, right? Imagine women, how intimidated you feel around a man that just gave you that energy. You know what I mean? Like that's what you know when you see women walking on the road and they look screw and just
Right,
whatever.
yeah.
It's because that male energy of I
Sure.
have dominance over you. That's a lot.
I agree.
Like,
I agree.
that's a lot.
Yeah,
I
I know
agree.
you feeling being dominated. I like that. Like
At least you're taking notes.
but yeah, I could say like if I've ever felt awkward getting a hug from a man, it's not really that. It's not like, oh man, I think your man might be gay, he may be trying to, wrist at me or whatever. It's like, this my big shake.
How you feel about if a man like give you a real strong handshake, like real strong,
I
firm?
hate that. That's
I feel like he's
unnecessary.
trying to like be
Like,
overbearing.
he's trying to be like, I'm more
To
alpha than
exert
you.
dominance, yeah. I like when somebody just match my energy and move on. But some men is actually doing
Trying
it
to
purposely,
break your knuckles,
so you
though.
just know that he's
that's part of our predicament.
Yeah.
That testosterone is a fucking.
it's beer jump.
Testosterone is
Testosterone.
a
Testosterone is beer jump
The
actually.
only time, right, and I was thinking about this a little while now, the only time a hug has made me feel uncomfortable is if I ain't really know the man. Do you ever have that sort of scenario?
Well, that would make anybody feel.
No, I don't want to say I don't really know he, but he clearly thinks
weird.
he clearly thinks that his our friendship is a lot more than it is.
Yo, a hug from the back, big man.
What experiences are y'all having?
Like I got that's going into different territory. Like,
What was my hugging frame about me?
Am I hugging for him back though?
no. But I'm saying that would be weird.
Oh yeah, of course.
Situations where
The man hold you around your neck, me.
Nah.
this ain't cool. So I just have an anxiety of like things like that, like the person being bigger. Those are the things that I think about. Not necessarily that a person is trying to, rest at me or anything. But I feel men need to be more open.
Comfortable.
Comfortable, yeah.
Exactly.
No one saying that I hate. I think this for all men too. What?
Play out.
When a man like passing me in like affect and he's like put his hand like
Asking you true?
like yeah, but he's touched like down there. Yeah, like or he's small your back or something. Like, yeah. Don't
Listen to me, right? Rasta Kofi has never experienced that.
Are you serious?
Something has to be wrong with y'all. When y'all putting a different energy into the universe.
Do you do that to women? Like when you passing?
Yeah.
Like,
But I don't know. But it's not like on a sexual assault vibe.
But he ain't on sexual assault.
But even when they hugging a man though, I don't want a man hands gonna be up here, B. What I want a man hands.
It's small, you
Yeah. So but with women though, I hug. Sometimes my hands are more down so than up, right? More
What?
down
And
the
I've
back.
been naturally
But
your
they're
kind of
sharker.
falls too.
Yeah, but
Is it sharp?
just because it's
Being
a
sharper.
woman. But I treat women and men different though. So I mean, like, come on. I mean, like, yeah. So
But suppose
How
a
often
woman's
is small-
like,
sorry.
why he gonna touch me there? Like he can't just say excuse.
Sometimes the excuses don't work.
He can't just touch
yeah,
me.
sometimes it got touch. Sometimes it
I
got
just
touch.
being devil's advocate.
Sometimes it's no. I touch your shoulder sometimes and thing. But sometimes
But if a man touch your like,
You're small, you're about
like he
That's
walk
weird.
past right and he do so. Yeah, that never happened to you ever.
That's never happened to me.
That happened to you before, right? Just in crowds, like a
Maybe
man
he
passing and he
thinks
touched a place
Females have done
that's
that
like
to me.
what
I
the
think
hell.
that's what it is.
Maybe he thinks you're gay and he trying to be like, bro.
Bathroom dog.
At this point, I don't put none for us what going on me. People is just that things wrong with me. I know. Oh boy, yeah.
So you just do music.
Yeah, right. I want to ask you about non-binary, but if you be exhausted, all this.
I don't feel me exhaust anything. I have no way.
You okay?
So much further.
I feel stupider than when we first got here.
Shit. Okay.
Where's your first start? I see Marcus positive. Just keep to me.
All right, so Adaeze, you identify as non-binary, right? Yeah. And Sam Smith came out and did the same thing. He said he wants to be identified as they. Is that the same thing for you?
No.
Well, that's
I just
stupid.
don't-
That's what we like now.
Yeah. Well, if he wants to be there, that's cool. That just don't sound good to me.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Thanks.
It don't
Thanks,
sound
man.
good. I like things to sound
Thanks,
good.
man. There's a tank. I'm not even joking. When we came here, I was like, so she's there?
No.
And the sentence alone, she is there, is retarded. Everything about it is just feels wrong.
It's just, for me, that's just me. What it means, if you say, excuse me, sir, can you pass it? I can just pass it. I ain't gonna correct you. If you say, ma'am, I can be cool. Like, I literally do not care. Because but I wondering, mine isn't more, I feel like a man and I feel like a woman. I just don't really feel like either. Really. I don't feel it either. And I used to wonder, am I trans? Like, I had periods where I was like, okay, am I trans? I was like, nah, because I ain't down that road. But I just do not feel female, whatever that means. Like, when people talk about women, I always think they. I never think me. You get what I mean? Like, it's big hard to include myself all the time.
Really?
Except when I get in situations where I feel female. Like, if I'm around fellas and they're just like... When I feel like I have to represent women, I guess.
They just know.
Yeah, like, just know. But it's not that. It's my view, because I don't care if a man touch me. You know what I mean? Since we complicated.
You ever felt the other way around?
Like, male?
Yeah, like you.
Like, I definitely got some serious... but I feel like everyone has male energy and female energy. I think mine is just like that, and some people it's like that. I think mine just kind of here.
I think that sounds.
I don't know if to ask this because it's kind of personal, right? But you said you don't really care. You don't feel like either male or female, which is a gender thing. I could be wrong. I don't really know this stuff. But so like from a sexual vibe, now you like care.
Oh, I thought you was gonna answer. It's over.
Yeah, I can't see how to answer this because I got a partner, so I just gotta be thinking for like 2
Two.
If it was just me, I'll just answer.
Mm.
Sometimes, but it's fluctuate.
Yeah, right.
It's
That's
the,
okay.
Is the best way to say it. But there are times when it's like cheese on. Like I got this is not the right tool.
Two?
Yes. Just follow. Just,
That's
you got
funny.
me. Mostly got me.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, you need that. What's going on? I don't understand.
She doesn't have the right tool?
To do what? I mean, the most vital part of this whole thing, I totally did not hear.
Oh, he lost.
But we were talking about her sexuality.
Right.
He could stay lost, you know. It could just be us.
I feel like you don't need any other clues.
You can watch it back later.
Yeah.
She literally said two.
She doesn't have the right tool.
I do not have a penis.
Right. Okay. But what's that response to? Because that's the part I didn't hear.
Oh, he said it does not matter to you, but are there times when it comes to, I guess, sex, that it does matter to you?
Oh.
And I say it fluctuates.
Okay, gotcha.
I work with what I got, and it's cool.
Which is a vagina, in case you didn't pick up.
Okay.
And that's it.
But then you could just a strap.
It's not the same. That's the same reason you don't like to, you know?
But the thing is,
But how you know it's not the same? How you know it's not the same?
Because it's not my flesh.
yeah.
Oh, you mean in that sense?
Yeah.
But yours don't shrink though. Ours does.
Shrink.
So you got that upper hand.
Not really, because those are hard to use. They're not that easy to use.
Kind of like this actually. Yeah, he's still kind of understanding the mechanics.
Yo, this is.
Are you having the people you're having sex with? Do you communicate with them and ask them what they want and like and?
I do.
Like, how soon you can be done?
That's
Like,
that's important.
You already?
I feel worried about you, Marcus.
I'm just talking, Joe. I'm just talking, man. I just be talking.
I just gotta be sure because
Yeah, I just talk.
It's
women
important.
deserve, you know.
Well,
sure.
people say like some questions are too much questions. Like sometimes I will ask if
When do you ask?
after, but I mean when everything is done.
That's annoy her, by the way.
After?
You're like, yeah, that.
And
annoys her.
that does.
Why
So,
would
but
you
when
wait
you
till
support,
after?
so you ask during.
No, not during.
Breathe
Focus,
easy.
boy.
So when do you ask? If not during nor after.
No, I mean after. She's
During the Netflix. Then when you chill, just apply what you learned during the Netflix.
So you do it
part.
before you have the conversation before.
Like just in conversation. I mean, these are people that you talk to outside of having sex, right?
You asking for too much, boy.
But that's you can meet. But the thing is, I like to do it and then after, just a little play by play, like, you know, look and see.
Like a review?
Where you went, yeah.
When they did that. That corny be.
It's corny.
Well, at least for my part.
I got that mental note. So, but how is that? That was that corny.
No, I think that's okay, but it's also like don't you want to be sure that she is pleased while it's happening? Like, because by the time you're done, that over, you're gonna go home. You're done.
But that I think is a mixture between verbal and reading her body as well. So the communication happens with reading her body during, but then afterwards.
But women is fake.
But
You know, women is fake. Like,
So-
everybody's fake. I think.
You ever fail?
You never was intoxicated and you just went back.
And it's just like, all right, I need to just get this
Yeah,
over with.
When you're not.
Wait, you didn't want to answer about Machel and shit?
That's so funny. Oh my god.
Yo.
I forgot all about that, man. Shoot, man. Jeez, on. Where did this conversation go?
Remember
What?
Neil, baby.
yeah. You know New Wave, right? Yeah, big Neil. Anyway, oh my gosh. What the hell? We just move on to Machel. That's a whole conversation that we got, you know.
Dog. Alright, whatever.
Where do we start? How do you start working with Machel?
This is so sporty. My God. All right, penis, vagina, Machel. All right,
Machel.
cool.
Masha.
Machel. How that happened? That was, I think, the end of 2017. coming on to December, and there was that competition that Digital had. They did not really make that big of a deal of it. Like, I found out just kind of by the way. My friend sent me a link and said, I think you should do this. But at the time, I think I was kind of in my EP mode, and I was like, I ain't got the bandwidth for this. But then when I checked it out, submitting was super easy. Literally just had to choose a YouTube video and put in the link. And so I did that. And then I get an email and say, oh, you've been sent forward. I was like, oh, shoot, this is like a thing now. And then my fans just voted me in. And I went. And then when I went, we kind of hit it off, and they kept calling me.
So, okay, can you...
That's how I met him.
Okay, cool. Let me hear a bit more about that, though. That relationship. So what exactly do you do for Machel?
So last carnival I did social media. Like, I managed his social media. I write for him with
That's
Chantel.
cool though. That's
That's very cool. Yeah, for real.
It's the girl Adaeze.
So he chose you out of anybody to manage your social media. So he saw something in you that nobody else had.
I guess so.
Did he ever talk to you about that? Like, why he chose you?
I think okay. So when he talked about why he chose me for the economy, it was that he's in the video. There was I had Antonio saying, I'm smart, I am kind, I'm brave, I could do anything. And then at the top of the video, it said, talent is a gift, skill is a reward. I think he connected with the fact that there was this person that just willing to look like what she looked like, do her own thing. I think it impacted him that I just seemed like my own person. And then when we actually met, like, I pretty chill. So I think it was just easy for us to get along. I think that was it. And I guess, I assuming that he also saw something in my social media that he's like, okay, she can handle this. She could understand where I'm coming from and help me translate it to my fans.
Oh wow! So is the reason why did you stop it, or did he decide to stop? You stop the managing of the social media?
Social media. Well, it was just for carnival.
Okay.
In my mind, it was just an opportunity. Like, when he brought me out for carnival and we were talking, he was saying, I just want you to be out here. Like, I want you to get a sense of something different, while also helping me with social media.
Very cool.
That's
very cool.
But to speak on what I think he would have seen, like, you're not an Adaeze associated thing. Like, he is involved.
Agreed.
Agreed. There's really, like...
Actually, yeah, please tell me this, because this will be interesting.
Let me explain it. In terms of how things look, how things are presented, is a strong brand in that sense, right? And your use of colors, your use of design, and the consistency in which she does that, I can see why some person would latch onto something like that. And only that, you got hustle though. You have a hustle, like, way about you that you get it. You see hard work, you see attention to detail, and you see commitment, right? And that, I can see it. I get it.
You say I get it, and you trigger me. You trigger me because I used to feel like nobody got it until Machel get it, and then everybody start getting it.
Now, people
so
don't
help
say.
me understand.
Yeah, people don't.
It's not the easiest thing to articulate.
Precisely, people don't know how to put it into words.
Yeah.
But for a lot of people, it's a feeling. But I think because this is kind of like down his line of work, he knows how to.
I've been here.
Yeah.
So people don't know the right things to say. Accepting that as a creative person is a very, very good thing. And understanding that that's their predicament is the best thing in the world as a creative.
Yeah.
Because while creatives might be good at expressing themselves, the layperson may not be able to express in the same way. But a mom would say, "Oh boy, I know that's my man, boy. He's do things this kind of way, and you got picture like you got like person. Like, all right, okay, that's what he's trying to say. That's what he's trying to communicate." But for me now, I can see exactly what it is, and be able to articulate that. So it didn't shock me at all. Like, I remember when you were doing your project, when you brought out your EP, you had like a video for everything and whatnot. I mean, that's commitment.
That was weird, boy. Jeez.
That's what I'm saying. commitment.
Yeah.
Commitment. And a uniqueness about it. It didn't feel like the run of the mill kind of attempt. Because you know a person who's just trying to attempt something or trying to fit into like what it was one of these songs like that. I don't know the names. But I see there's a sunset, you're in the water.
Down? It was a kind
Down.
of purple.
Yes. Yeah, and then we're talking about your experience. But like a fuchsia. And so it's things like that are not the usual thing. That you would latch onto a person and say, well, look, I like that because it's different.
Right.
You know? And then there's a willingness to be bold about certain things. Like that yellow on black. I can articulate like white as a big thing, but that's very striking. Like a lot of the stuff that you do is very striking. Right? So like I get the whole Machel thing. I really.
If anybody that I guess wants to know what Mosey means, just check with the Vibe by their Instagram, right? Okay. But going back to the writing, like how did he decide now to have you writing as well? You had to prove yourself in any way?
Nah, B. When I met Machel was singing a song that I wrote with Chantel. He was like, I wrote for him before I met him. And I don't know how that happened. It came through Chantel. She's like, I got these tracks from Shay. Like we write something, I don't know if it was that we was just mad, excited and inspired, but we write enough songs on the same track. We sent him 3 different song options on the same track. I think he was impressed by that as well. Like, these men sit down and write me 3 songs on the same track just so I could choose which vibe to go with. And so by the time I met him now, he was like, it was almost like he already was acquainted.
Wow, that's cool.
And that happened I swear, that happened right before I went. Like, I did not know Chantal was going to be a mentor. She didn't know I had applied. Like, it was just all separate, but just come together like.
So you was working with Chantal before, obviously.
Yeah.
But then she ended up being like same pro. Okay.
I heard he's very rude. Is that true? I heard that from not only trainees, not only Bajans, but trainees too.
I think this is how I'm going to frame it. And I think it's important to frame it this way. I think he had a past of being very rude. And I can see large amounts of growth between that person and the person he is now. And I would rather focus on commending the effort to
and
be
the growth.
different.
Okay, I got you.
There's a lot of growth. He's not... the person that people describe, I've experienced something different and I can see a growth in it.
I got you. But I want to discuss that with y'all though. I feel like not rudeness is important to greatness, but having a stern idea and vision and knowing where you want and being is more than just being
I want you
hard-headed.
to school me because I am not like that, and I getting to feel like you kind of need some of that. So please tell me.
I think, well, this is my opinion, of course, but I think that a lot of that comes from just knowing your instincts and knowing what's right, and you have an idea. One thing that creatives do that people don't talk about enough is we have the ability of foresight. We could tell what something can, like in a ballpark of what something can be before it even comes to fruition. So I think when from what the things that I have heard people say, like when you do something out of line, or if you do something wrong, or if the engineer messes up or something, he's just thinking about his vision on what, and that is the reason why he is who he is, right? I mean, now Beyonce has a similar thing. Like, she knows what her stage and performances and everything else is going to be like. She don't talk to you rough. She just fire, right? But he's got his thing. But before, according to what you're saying, but it just comes from a place of he loves what he does, and he people deserve the best, right? And he knows what the best looks like.
Yeah.
You understand?
You had seen that Michael Jackson video when he was firing the guy was programming drums on stage, and he sang it. And
He sang "You're Fired."
You're fired. Job's gone. Jobs?
Right.
Google that.
No, I gotta Google that. No, I gotta Google that. I gotta Google that.
Say his name. He's like, Ben, what are you gonna do? Oh, he was Andy Song. He was the music director. He went Andy Song. Iman was not Andy Song. I don't know Iman was.
Yo, I gotta go research that though.
And he's like, Jobs gone. Michael's like, Jobs gone.
He's like during performance.
During the performance, but not Iman was not Andy Song. He musical director was not Andy Song.
Say.
And he's like, Jobs gone. Ben, what are you gonna do?
Yo.
You going home? Like,
But that is great. That is greatness. That is
But at the
honestly.
same time, Marcus, yeah, I get what you're saying for sure. You, as an artist, know what your product should be. You as the artist. But at the same time, if you're working with people, you still gotta get your product to a certain way. So yes, Machel can do that as Machel was Machel. Beyonce is Beyonce. Michael
Right.
Jackson is literally Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Nobody about Bra should be getting all of that.
I know. Yeah, I agree with you.
So I want you to distinguish that.
But how do you think Beyonce became Beyonce? You don't think that same attitude drove her
Not
to
the same
become-
attitude, no.
Not
A
exactly.
similar
Yeah.
attitude,
Yeah.
for sure. You gotta be stern, but you're gonna be stern because you want people to know this is the product, this is what it has to be. I cannot settle for anything less because I need to be great. I can also do that without being a shit.
Agreed.
Right.
But agreed, but questioning. Because right now I in a phase where I building my team still like it's a real process, and sometimes I've got moments where it's like I need to get on like an idiot right now.
I real against
Like-
scandal like a cunt. I am strong. You see what according to Marcus said, Beyonce, there's 5 people. That's the world to go. It's like, alright, cool.
but that's passive. Like
I
that's
find
worse.
that
That's
so. Listen to me, right?
He's like, I find that so-
I do photography, right? And I've had assistants, and I tell the man straight. What I tell the man once. I tell the man, look, this is what's gonna happen. This isn't what's happening right now. And if it happens again, I'm very sorry, but I can't really work with you no more. I don't. It's not about passive. It's just I cannot be repeating myself over and over again. You're not my student.
But
We are working together.
But that's when you dealing with somebody that you consider disposable. Suppose if someone is like, I gotta work with this. Like,
What do you mean by disposable? I don't think they're disposable. I think their talents were greatly missed.
Dispose of their talent.
You mean like replaceable, and you mean replaceable? You mean you say
Okay,
disposable, you mean
replaceable.
replaceable? Okay,
Right.
yeah, I get what.
But
I get
at
what
the
you
same
meant. I get what you
time-
meant, Adaeze.
I want this end goal. They are not working with me toward that end goal. What am I doing back here?
I feel you. I feel you because just how my brain is work. Like, I guess you could tell. Like, I just want to go. Like, let's go. So when I find myself in situations where I'm not going how I want to go, it's be tricky. It's be like, but I find I want to keep going it with my method of just being patient and dealing with people where they're at and all that, because I feel like there's something to helping people build themselves and also building yourself in learning how to deal with people. I feel like firing people is easy.
Is
I
it?
feel like it depends.
I think so. I feel like firing people is easy.
You think it's like a cop out from actually like dealing with it and just
It
talking
depends on who the person is. There are some people that if I work with you and I did not have a good experience, I'm just not gonna hire you. But when you're talking about like building a team and like, I think there's room and importance in being patient with people.
For sure, but sometimes some people just don't be on the same wavelength as you, which is cool.
Yeah, I
People,
agree with you.
people just
And sometimes
like-
you don't have the luxury of time to really
Right.
wait on that person to get it.
like,
I think it
But
depends on the
but I
person.
guess because of how I am, if that person ain't clocking, I just do it myself.
But the thing is,
Yeah.
this is really, I actually listen to this because it's something that I've been thinking about a lot too. That, like, for example, they got certain things where the truth is, Adaeze, when it comes to your dream, no matter how many people come on, it is very difficult to find somebody that is as passionate about your dream as you are.
Cause
Right?
not theirs.
Exactly. So when you're talking about like timelines, deadlines, adjustments, all this kind of stuff, you thinking about it in terms of like, you're thinking about it on a level where these things have to happen or they can happen even earlier or whatever. Them just doing, to some extent, doing whatever job them gotta do because it's a job to them as opposed to passion for you, right? So my thing is when you like something more than people, sometimes you just gotta pull the weight that them ain't pulling.
That's why I said I just do it myself.
Right. So I kind of agree with you, but
But that's not. You can't do that in every situation. But At some point, you need to say, look, wait, and say, look, listen. What needs to happen now is that the vision needs to go forward. This person cannot continue to work in this particular position, right? Because in the end, your baby, what you're doing, your vision, or what you're creating, that's your baby.
Right.
It needs you to do justice, but you can't be babying people that don't get it. I mean, I'm all for
Right. So what if
helping
they get
people
it?
through to a point, but then
I guess the
vision is
question
what's
is,
most
what is the
important.
point then? Was the alright? Imagine yourself flip the roles, right? And you get into work. Let's say Machel, you get the chance to work with Machel, and you doing something too slow, or like in the moment that you get that job in Machel, then you find out that you daughter's sick, and what? Like, would you want him to fire you,
Look, after
or you would just be like, alright, I understand why you got fired me.
after communicating with him,
I would understand where I get fired. I really would.
I think it's important to keep. A lot of people don't know this, but let people know what you're going through. After you tell Machel,
Agreed.
look, my daughter's sick. I know, understand this project needs to go forward. It's up that ball in your court now.
Yes.
I done give you all my information.
Right.
It's up to him now to say.
I won't feel badly about it, but I would understand it.
Yeah, exactly. It's up to him now to say, I understand completely, but my vision needs to go forward. Or, I understand completely, but I really want to work with you, so I can take you with me forward. I can wait for you.
I fully agree with everything Kofi said. Especially, sometimes I just feel like there's never a reason to be rude to people. No matter what the dream is, no matter what.
For real.
To be rude to people, I think there's always a different way, right? But it is just pulling somebody aside and just being like, well, you know, we the operation, you know, we have a timeline of this, and I'm seeing that things are slacking. Is there something that we could do to help you improve, like on your duties or something? But we need you to think, and if that doesn't work, and then you know, if you try that twice, snip for
You
real.
just gotta sing a fire song.
You're gone.
You're gone.
I guess we all take it land.
It's so smart to me.
Go fight that, mate.
What are you doing?
Yo.
It's the sportiest thing.
But so you've seen behind the curtain of greatness to some extent. You could talk about like why, like him as an artist.
He's just super focused, and I think he's a visionary as well. Like he see years of what he's trying to accomplish. I think he's driven. I think, and I can't speak for this man, you know what I mean? But just observing, I think that he just really want to spread love. I think that's his thing, like to find love in himself and spread it far, and just, I think that's his thing. I think that's it, period.
You
really.
think you think that
I think that's what drives him.
people want to know the answer to this question. If you had to compare him to our Bajan juggernauts,
I would not do that.
why?
To me, there's no comparison.
To anybody?
No.
Not even like Edwin. Say okay. I look at people like
No, but that's not even like shade. Like
no, it's not. It's not shade. It's not shade.
45 albums.
Yeah.
Like it's just stats, really. Like
Yeah, okay,
There's
okay.
no comparison.
Even performing wise,
There's no comparison.
Mikey got the energy.
Mikey got energy,
Right.
but not 45 albums.
Yeah. Okay. Then you got to look at discography. Okay. Cool.
You would compare Mikey to Machel?
What we looking at? You mean overall, like as artist to
I
artist?
mean, the
Isn't
same
that what you're
question
doing,
you
man?
answered.
No. I looking at. Okay. In my mind, I guess I didn't say it properly, but I was thinking in terms of stage on skill, performance, stamina, energy,
Right,
the
we will
ability to
go
carry a
break it
show.
down
Yeah.
into sections, because
Yeah.
But as overall artists, they just can't. Like this man's just ahead. He just ahead.
Yeah. And that's not just here. I'm just across.
a worldwide thing.
Yeah, this is a worldwide thing.
He's an international artist.
Yeah.
Really and
So I
truly.
mean, like in Trinidad, nobody compares. You know, moving on. Okay, cool. What's something about him that you think people should know? Is there anything that you've learned that people don't really know that?
What I feel like, I hope you don't see this video.
He won't. Trust me.
How you know?
Speaking in existence, don't for more targeting.
Anyway, yeah, go ahead.
I guess I've seen a side of him that's very sensitive, and I wish more people would see that.
Okay.
I think that's just it. Like, he got real sensitive, just caring.
Wow.
Like, I was sick of time, and this man, like, Machel Montana went and buy me food and bring it for me because I was sick.
You like Machel, B? You buy your food?
Actually, double M's buy me food.
Wow.
That is a very cool story, though.
It's our time, though.
Huh? Come on, B. But you gotta do that, B. You gotta add on that last part. You gotta add on that, B.
So, what has it done for you, though, in terms of your level of confidence, having done this work with him?
It do a lot, to be honest. Because prior to all of that, I was just kind of feeling like how it is that I'm doing so much work, and I just ain't really feeling like people, like you said, getting it. I did not feel like people was getting it. I did not feel like people was seeing it, and so it was shaking me. Like, what more can I possibly do?
Right.
That was your big break, almost.
It was like 100%. People just see it different, and it's not that I was doing anything different before or after.
Yeah.
It's just people. The perception is just different.
That last part you just said is so true here. You don't be doing nothing different, but as soon as someone recognizes you, all of a sudden other people they start to see it differently.
And I ain't gonna lie, I kind of don't like that, B. But I guess it's human and it's natural. But I don't like it, B. I mean, like,
It is what it is.
yeah, B. Just
The thing is, I just wish it was. If it was a stranger, no one meeting me for the first time, cool. Is the people that you didn't know before, that knew of your work before.
Right.
Big man, when I tell you that there are people that used to see me and not see me, like, I guess, and then you walk into a room and there's a different response. Them things just fuck you up. It's be like, all right, so you like me because you like me, or you like me because
Of
now
my
I know
associations,
somebody
right.
that. It's be real.
it's
confusing.
it messed me up too. It's messed me up too, honestly.
Yeah,
It's messed
it's be
me up too.
confusing.
Me, even like after this podcast, people that talk to you, people that you know for years, will all of a sudden want a big conversation. Because
Yeah.
they see a chair that can sit open and expose themselves.
Yeah.
It's tricky, but again, I think it's just natural. But in terms of what you were asking me, it really built my confidence, especially going through Carnival. Like, that was jumping in deep fucking in, and knowing that I could do it, I was like, you? Because if this man is an international artist and I'm doing a satisfactory job, I mean, it can't be that shitty. Like, it's just reaffirm, okay, I ain't onto something. Let me just keep doing what I'm doing. That was a blessing. Like, honestly, after all this, I just really want to express gratitude because his team really treat me well.
That's good.
So what's the plan of having an experience something like that? What's the plan to leverage that experience to further your own brand, what you got going on?
I can give you two answers. So the biggest thing I get out of that really isn't people knowing me and all that stuff, but more the intangible stuff.
Right.
So like the confidence that you said, becoming more assertive.
Right.
Because I will be like, I'm real quiet, and he has a bigger personality than me. So just learning how to, I guess, match his assertion and like be able to say, all right, I need X, as opposed to could you when you get a chance, like just little things like that. Just being more assertive, just all those intangible things that just have to do with character. That to me, that's huge leverage, because he can never talk to me ever again, and he would have still changed my life. You get what I mean? So to me, that's a big thing. But then outside of that, obviously now you just know more people. You just know more people.
Right, right.
You just do what you've been doing, just with dope people.
That's really cool.
That the price point for things going on though.
Yeah. Oh, you mean it?
Jeez.
Big man, no, I know a price. Big man, I can't believe to be on Instagram.
I guess this is a good time. They think this is a good time to plug what you're doing. You doing anything that we need to know about? Get people on board.
Yeah, I guess it depends on when I want to put out this video. But right now we're working on the basement. Me in week 2 of, well, we just finished week 2 of 4. Right now my mission is, okay, how can I take everything I've learned in the past 10 years, how can I take all of that and put it into as many receptive minds as possible, and just help all of us bring our quality up to match the international market. And it's not coming from a place of like, I know you don't. It's more like, this is shit that I learned, and if you learn it too, you could save yourself a lot of time.
Right.
And just genuinely feeling like Beijing's real talented though, so why we not getting the recognition? And it's because there are some gaps. I'm telling you, our work ethic is not that great.
It isn't.
Beijing's work ethic, like, we got a lot of work to do on that front. How we package things is not that great. Have you, like, you're talking about our juggernauts, have you seen how they package their release? Like, it's not that great.
Call the name of somebody that's not doing it properly.
I would never. You're trying to catch me slipping. So, you know what I mean? So, like, there's stuff to do, simple things like independent artists not knowing how to book an interview, or like how to, just simple shit that will help people tremendously. I just feel like I got a response. I don't know why I feel like I got that responsibility, but just, it feels like I see the need for it and I can help, so I can do it.
Yeah. And I feel that's the true purpose of artists, man, to see the gaps that people may not see and fill them. Yeah. Plug all the things.
Man, just follow House Today, DAE. Everything is on there. Follow me. I also working on a vlog, and I say working on a vlog because that's what I'm doing. It ain't concrete, like, you know what's the...
Is it daily life?
Yeah, daily life. So we working on the format. We trying to do it different to how we did it in season 1. Season 1 was kind of like film, cut, boom. Now we trying to give it a lot more depth, a lot like history. Like, we trying to add more dimensions, and then also do like cool camera tricks and shit. So yeah, that's what we're working on. Dropping the next episode tomorrow, so that should be vlog 3. So follow that. I say follow that because I remember when I was coming up, I would watch people doing vlogs, and it used to really inform, like, okay, this is what to do next, or give me ideas of what to do to get forward. So I just feel like it's easier for me to show you than to just talk.
Right.
So just, yeah, watch the vlog if you're into that shit.
Adaeze,
Yes, sir.
thanks for coming through.
We talk about enough
We
shit.
talk about enough things though, but I think a good way to tie it up is the way that you said, you know, how confused you were early up in your life, you know, to see how Mosey described you. Described your art as being very definitive. I think your art shows the growth of yourself, right? And that's definitely something that I think that we could all learn from. So, thanks for coming through.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
And don't mind the long break. Nah, if you hear this out, is Shark Gabby.
With that being said, I Know Podcast, we out.
Thanks for watching the I Know Podcast, Information, Knowledge, Observation. Be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to our channel. We'll see you soon.